My name is Alexandra, no I, and this is an audio chronicling of 40 reflections in the 40 days leading up to my 40th birthday. While I am speaking from my own perspective, I invite you to join me in reflecting, implore you to share with friends who may also benefit from this type of reflection, and simply extend the offering of an opportunity to be your best and most authentic self. Episodes in this 40 and 40 series will typically be less than 15 minutes and end with a question for you to ask of yourself. Please subscribe and return to join me in this journey as we build momentum along the way. Here we go. Of course, this entire project is an exercise in taking a closer look at myself, particularly as I prepare for this next chapter of my life. But it's also causing me to reflect on who I've become, who I have been, who I once was, be it years ago or months ago, even weeks ago, honestly. And all spans of time are significant, but 2020 into 2021 in particular forced so many of us to really sit down with our thoughts and feelings. It also gave us a lot more thoughts and feelings to sit down with and process. And everything lays the groundwork for the next thing. Even as I think about 2019, the director of my department passed away suddenly at the age of 48. And we were multiple steps away in the chain of command, so we had never formed an individual connection. But the suddenness of it, the proximity in age to mine, it definitely caught me off guard. And that year, the rest of that year, had other unexpected, unsettling things, which of course is a part of life. And then 2020, we'd been hearing about the pandemic, but then Kobe Bryant, who wasn't a decade away from me, he was a year away from me, and he passed away suddenly. And I'm from LA, so that was someone who it almost felt like we'd grown up together in some ways. I mean, as much as can be the case with someone you haven't met. But then the pandemic and everything that came with it. And then early in this year, when my direct supervisor, my mentor and friend, when she passed away, that really shook me in a lot of ways, because I'd honestly been in a daze for a while and hadn't realized it. Or I might have started to realize it shortly before then. But that direct, immediate grief shook me out of the daze that I had been in and forced me to feel my feelings, and not just the feelings about her passing, but my feelings about everything. All of the feelings that had been suppressed suddenly came pouring out all at once. And it was overwhelming, but it was also liberating. And that has laid the groundwork for everything since. So I want to ask you to ask yourself, between 2020 and now, what has had the biggest impact on you? What has been the biggest catalyst for change in your life? What has really caused you to move into the next chapter?